The wedding hall sparkled with golden chandeliers, fairy lights draped along the pillars, and soft music floating in the air. Guests mingled, laughed, and danced as waiters moved around carrying trays of champagne. To everyone else, it was a night of celebration, a chance to be part of a beautiful union. But to her, sitting alone at the edge of the hall, it felt like the loneliest place in the world. Her dress, though simple, hugged her figure gracefully. Her hair was neatly tied, her eyes bright but slightly clouded with sadness. She wasn't part of the elite crowd, she was here because of a distant invitation, one she had debated refusing. Yet, here she was, seated at a table near the back, sipping water while everyone else laughed in their glittering groups. Every few minutes, her eyes drifted to the dance floor where couples twirled in harmony. A faint ache pinched her chest. She didn't belong here. She wasn't rich, she wasn't glamorous, and she wasn't anyone's date. She was simply a girl watching life happen around her, invisible to everyone else. Until he appeared. She didn't notice him at first. Tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in a perfectly tailored suit, he blended with the powerful and wealthy men scattered through the room. But while others boasted and laughed, he scanned the room as though searching for something, or someone. His gaze finally landed on her. For a moment, she panicked, shifting uncomfortably under his piercing eyes. Why was he looking at her? She glanced behind her, thinking perhaps someone more important was there. But no, his attention was fixed solely on her. Before she could look away, he crossed the hall with confident strides. Each step seemed intentional, as though he had chosen her out of the crowd. She clutched her glass tighter, unsure what to do. The stranger leaned down, his voice low and urgent, his breath warm near her ear. "Pretend you're with me." Her eyes widened. "Excuse me." He straightened, his face unreadable but his eyes holding a certain desperation behind their strength. "Please, just go along with it." She blinked, frozen in her seat. This had to be some sort of mistake. I don't even know you. "You don't need to," he replied quickly. "Just smile. Act like you've been waiting for me all night." Her heart raced. This was insane. Who was this man, and why was he asking her to play along? She wanted to protest, but then she noticed where his eyes flickered, toward a group of women nearby, one of whom was glaring at him with venomous intensity. And in that moment, she understood. Whoever those women were, he needed an escape. And somehow, she was his way out. Before she could gather her thoughts, he reached for her hand. His grip was firm yet gentle, sending an electric shock up her arm. He pulled her to her feet, his smile suddenly warm and charming, as if this had always been the plan. "There you are," he said loudly enough for others to hear. "I've been looking everywhere for you." She stood frozen, staring up at him. Her lips parted, but no words came out. The guests nearby turned their curious gazes toward them, whispering softly. The glaring woman from across the hall narrowed her eyes, clearly not pleased. "You're late," the girl whispered awkwardly, unsure how to play along. But his smile widened, genuine amusement flickering in his eyes. "You're perfect at this," he murmured back. And just like that, they walked together through the hall, hand in hand, the world around them buzzing with whispers. She could almost hear people asking, "Who is she? Where did she come from?" Her mind whirled with questions. Who was this man really? A groom's friend? A gatecrasher? Or maybe someone much more dangerous? But as she looked at him, there was no danger in his expression, only gratitude, maybe even relief. They stopped by the dance floor, where music swelled. He leaned close, his lips brushing near her ear. "Dance with me, please." Her heart thumped wildly. "I don't know how to waltz." "Neither do I," he whispered with a grin. And so, they stepped onto the floor. His arm wrapped securely around her waist, guiding her gently as they swayed. Their movements weren't perfect, but the world faded away as his eyes locked on hers. For a few seconds, she forgot she was pretending. For a few seconds, it felt real. The glaring woman stomped off in frustration, leaving them alone under the glowing chandeliers. When the music softened, he leaned closer. "Thank you. You saved me." She swallowed, her curiosity now stronger than her nerves. "From what exactly?" He paused, as though debating whether to tell her. "From a mistake I didn't want to make." Her brows furrowed, but he didn't elaborate. Instead, he escorted her back to her table, still holding her hand. The warmth of his palm lingered even as he finally let go. The rest of the evening blurred. Guests whispered about the mysterious woman with the handsome stranger. She felt eyes on her the whole night, yet for once, she didn't feel invisible. She felt seen. As the wedding ended and people began leaving, she gathered her things, preparing to slip away quietly. But before she could, he appeared again, blocking her path. "You're not leaving without telling me your name," he said softly. She hesitated, her lips curling into a faint smile. "Why should I? You never told me yours either." He chuckled, running a hand through his dark hair. "Fair enough. Let's keep it our secret, for now." And just like that, he pressed a small card into her hand. No name, no title, just a phone number written in bold ink. Her breath caught as he leaned in one last time. "Thank you for pretending tonight. But maybe next time, we won't have to pretend." And then he was gone, disappearing into the night like a mystery she couldn't shake. She stood frozen, her heart still racing, clutching the card like a lifeline. For the first time in a long while, she didn't feel invisible. She felt chosen. And deep down, she knew this was only the beginning.